Hello and welcome to AM1's Thoughts on Where today I am looking at the awards that Crunchyroll has given out to the anime this year. It is the Anime Awards reaction, I guess you could call it. I mean, I actually looked at the awards and who got one already. I'm just gonna give you my thoughts on them. So first up is Hero of the Year, and the nominees are Satoru Fujinuma from Erased. I mean, okay as a hero. Then you have Mume from Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress, and can she be classified as the hero? I have my doubts. Then you have Mob from Mob Psycho 100, of course, and Deku from My Hero Academia, which is a stellar pick. And out of all of these, I would pick Deku. I actually don't remember who won, and it was Deku, with Satoru coming in a solid second and Mob a solid third, and Mume just, people understood that she wasn't actually a hero. Others have actually beaten her, which is, I didn't see that coming. So, well deserved, Deku, well deserved. In the other end of the spectrum, we have Villain of the Year. Now we have Tomura Shigaraki, the guy with all that weird hands. That's actually, choosing that picture, I mean, it's Tsuyu in that picture. I mean, we see his hand, but, you know, they could have done with, you know, having a picture of him. But, you know, okay, that's good. Yoshigaki Kira from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I have not watched JoJo's, so I don't know. Then there's Spiba from Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress. I didn't like him, not as a character and not even as a villain. And then you have Gaku Yashiro from Erased. Now Gaku is this more like he's just evil for evil's sake. Well, we don't really know Tomura Shigaraki from My Hero Academia. We don't know his full-on his motivations. So seeing as this, but you know, he's the one who does the more, you know. No, actually Gaku also does very villainous things. I mean, it's a close race here. I wouldn't really know. But seeing seeing in their capabilities, I'd actually, and how much damage they've caused in the end, I think Tomura would actually take this. But who did win? Let's see. Oh, close call, but Gaku took it with Kira from JoJo's behind, and Tomura, oh boy, poor him. And Biba just, nope, people didn't like him. People don't like him. But I can give it to Gaku, okay. I don't know Kira. He's probably a good villain, but I wouldn't know. And now Best Boy, because it used to be Best Male Character, but since the other category for, you know, genders was Best Girl, not Best Female Character, then Best Boy, Best Girl works out. Then you have Arataka Regen from Mob Psycho 100. He is a stellar character, he is. He's not a boy, but, you know. And then Deku again, from My Hero Academia, he's doing okay. Yakumo from Rakugo Shinju, I did not watch that. Probably should have, but yeah, I don't know. And then Yuri Katsuki from Yuri on Ice, which I know, shock among all shocks, I did not watch. It was probably the only extremely hyped show that I didn't watch this year. I mean, Rakugo Shinju wasn't really hyped, it just came along somehow. But Yuri on Ice was hyped as all hell to begin with, and I just went, I won't bother with it. But anyway, my personal pick here would be it again as best. Just, if we think male character, he's the best male character, because I love him. As a character, he's just so naturally flawed in so many ways, but he's so good at it. He's flawed in a good way, and he's a good mentor on life. He's just the best. And Yuri Katsuki won by a landslide, with Regen coming, well, not even close second. I mean, that was way, whoa. That's a big win. Yakumo didn't even he hardly got any votes, he got beaten by others. But okay, poor Regen, he was, what, I mean, 58% of the votes? That's a lot! Over to Best Girl, and here we have Mume from Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress. It depends on what kind of girl you like. Then you have Nico Niema from Kisniver. I didn't particularly like the show, and Nico was annoying. So yeah. Then you have Ochaka Uraraka from My Hero Academia. Cute and all that. But I mean, none of the girls really got fleshed out there. The only ones that were really a focus on was All Might, Deku, and Bakugo. So, you know, not much place for anyone else. And then, well, she's gonna win anyway. I don't need to remember which one of these won, because the one who's gonna win is Rem from ReZero. There is no doubt in my mind at all. And let's see it. Rem wins with 60% of the votes. Yes, that sounds about right. Uchako Uraraka got second place. Nico down there and Mume. Yeah, pretty much what I'd expect. Best fight scene. Mume versus Kabane from episode 2, Cavalry of the Iron Fortress. Which is, I mean, that's a good fight scene. That's just her kicking ass. And it's cool and all. It's very cool. Then there's Shigeo versus Koyama from episode 8 of Mob Psycho 100. And that was the first really spectacular, good fight scene we got from Mob Psycho 100. I mean, when it comes to Mob Psycho 100, it used a long time to actually get good. It was okay at first, and I used some time to get used to the animation, but it was eventually a fairly good and fun show. Next was Altland vs. Moss from episode 32 of Mobile Suit Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans, and I have never watched a single Gundam episode ever, so I have no idea if it was good or not. Let's just say that. And finally, Deku vs. Kachan from My Hero Academia from episode 7. So that's, yeah, that's. But when you have to nominate a fight from My Hero Academia, by all means, it wasn't a bad fight. It was emotional and all that stuff. But when you're just talking best fight scene, just the spectacle of the battle, why? Oh, why not nominate All Might vs. Nomu instead from episode 12? Just, I still watch that fight scene. I can find and just watch that singular fight scene, and I get excited as all hell because there's just, yes, yes. And I just recently showed it to a guy who's anime interested. He's not really very seasoned in it, but he's getting really into it, and he likes action anime and that sort of stuff. Shut up, phone. So I just showed him that one fight scene, and you might say, oh, you spoiled him. Yes, but he just said to me, I'm watching that anime. So that's, yes. And he was just so excited. He just, I mean, the one anime he's watched basically for most of the time he's watched anime is Naruto, and he's watched Naruto Shippuden. And he's just went, well, shit, All Might would slaughter Naruto. Because he just got that feeling that, okay, All Might, you know, you could probably do the numbers and do this sort of death battle thing, you know, screw attack death battle, and you'd go through the numbers and see the destructive power and how much they're able to take and how much they're able to dish out and all that stuff. And sure, I'm sure Naruto would actually come out victorious if you did that, but that fight scene just made All Might look so gosh darn powerful. So there was nothing in it. It just makes it look fantastic. So that would be my pick. All Might vs. Nomu in that fight scene. That was absolutely fantastic. So you chose the wrong scene. But if I had to choose one of these, I would probably choose Shigeo vs. Koyama, because as a fight scene, that's the second best thing you got. But if that All Might vs. Nomu scene was nominated, I would so have picked that. But yeah, Shigeo vs. Koyama was the one who ultimately won, with Deku and Kachan on a predictable second place, and Mume vs. Kapune back there again, and Altland vs. Moss got 8% of the votes, because I think a lot of people didn't watch Iron Blooded Orphans, probably, because Gundam is sort of this thing where you're either very into it or you're not very into it. Best animation. Now, in my case, I don't really, to me, animation isn't really a big thing, because I look at the characters and story first, and if the animation is good, that's probably a plus, but if it's not terrible, I don't really mind. But still, I try to look at which animation style and all that stuff I like best here. So, on top we have Cavalry of the Iron Fortress, which was overall very good, and as seen from the screenshot, there's this sort of almost like cinematic feel to it. In Mob Psycho 100 with it took a while to get used to it. It's not bad animation, it's just very different animation. And I know a lot of people have sung its praises, but I personally just I could live with it. It worked for that anime, but I wouldn't want to see it constantly. Next, Flip Flappers, which I didn't watch. I considered watching it, but I had a lot of other anime on my plate that that season, so I prioritized it away. And finally, Yuri on Ice, which I've heard that like the first 3 episodes or something are fantastic, and then it gets shit after that. But I don't know personally because I didn't watch it. So out of all these 4, there's only 2 I know of. So if shut up, phone. So if I had to choose one of the 2, Cabaneri and Mob Psycho, I'd probably go for Cabaneri because I think it just generally looks really good. And the winner was Yuri on Ice, because why not? And Mob Psycho, I thought Cabaneri would take 2nd place at least. Yuri just seems to be winning wherever it is. I heard Flip Flappers had really good animation, but since I didn't see it, I don't know. But at least it seems like they did a good job picking out the best anime for best animation, because there are very few chose other. Most heartwarming scene. Kaio's first home-cooked meal. I don't actually remember it that well, but it's sort of a... I remember partly, and it's just... she's happy now. And it can be touching, but not like tear-jerking. Makoto flies over a new home in Flying Witch. I watched the first episode of Flying Witch, so I do not know for this, because this is from episode 12, so I wouldn't know how or why it's heartwarming, but you know. Kakeru and Siwa learn to understand each other from Orange. There were a lot of emotional scenes in Orange in general, which is why I would probably pick Orange just based on that, because these emotional scenes just don't resonate so much with me, so I rarely remember them. I could probably view them now, but who cares. And then you have the kiss from Yuri on Ice, because 2 gay people kissing counts as heartwarming. No hate, but just because someone kisses doesn't make it a heartwarming scene. And you're gonna just say, gay people, if you want equality, then stop making every single thing gay people do into a victory for the LGBT community, because you're practically telling the world that you are different by doing that. Because if you just celebrate every single thing gay people do, then you're pretty much making sure that everybody understands we are different, but we can still do this. It just feels like you're making yourself seem generally inferior, but like you can overcome it all and be as good as straight people. And that's the wrong way to go around it. Just be gay if you wanna, but don't start making a big deal out of things. Again, the kiss. It's Yuri on Ice taking the, well, very much the lead. 55% is quite a lot. But the home-cooked meal took solid 2nd place. And then the rest, nobody cared about any of the others. Best drama. Erased is here, which is probably fairly good. Then your Joker game, which was excellent, but I don't think a lot of people actually watched it or even liked it, which is sad. Then you have Kiss Niver, which was, I mean, as a drama, it got ridiculous, and not in the ha 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 way, but just ridiculous in oh my facepalm. And then Rakugo Shinju there at the very end, which I of course didn't watch. So I would vote Joker Game. I just seriously would vote Joker Game because it's a good dramatic show. But I can see how, especially Erased and Rakugo Shinju could take the winning here, because, I mean, I've heard a lot about Rakugo, so I wouldn't know, but I think it sounds like a lot of people liked it as a drama. And Erased took the top. Not necessarily surprised by that. What I am surprised at is that Kisniver beat Rakugo Shinju. Based on what I had heard, Rakugo Shinju was like one of the best drama shows of this year. So, and Kisniver wasn't really that good, so okay. And Joker Game was beaten out, I mean barely, by others, but still, oh, that's sad. Joker Game not getting the credit it deserves. Best couple, Satoru and Kaio from Erased. They weren't a couple. I mean, they seemed like slightly like a couple in those scenes, but they didn't like end up together at any time. They were close friends. Besides, Satoru was like what, 20 something years old, and she was 10, 11, 12, something like that. It was an older man in his child body trying to help a childhood friend. They didn't really know each other, but he became friends with her to help her. Katsuhira and Sonozaki from Kisniver. Oh, that's gonna trigger a lot of people, because Katsuhira had another girlfriend, you could say, the red-haired one. I don't remember what she was called. Kisniver didn't really resonate a lot with me, which is weird to say because it was all about resonating. But anyway, but yeah, that couple seems to be the canon one, and I mean, I don't really mind. It's about two people who has like lost their feelings in a way, and they try to find back to it, and they find each other, so it works out. Ludoco and Nova from Space Patrol Ludoco, and I did not watch that. I think I heard of it at some point, but I basically didn't know it existed, so I don't know. And then lo and behold, Yuri and Victor from Yuri on Ice. Now, who wants to bet that the gay couple won? Drum roll, please. What a surprise! But actually, wow, 69%. 69. But yeah, they won by that much? Seriously? I mean, sheesh. And Satoru and Kaya on second place, they weren't even a couple! This is a very sad outcome. I mean, I understood Yuri and Victor would win immediately. The gay couple, of course. But by that much? And oh, this is a sad day. Best comedy, and the nominees are Sakamoto desu ga. Haven't you heard I'm Sakamoto in English, because it sounds cooler in Japanese, and it's all about being cool. And the thing about Sakamoto was it had its very cool and fun moments, but it tried to be, I don't know, a bit more emotional and a bit more story and all that stuff, and it tried to just develop its characters in not so funny ways at times, and it just got not so funny after a bit. I mean, it's still very good and it's undeniably fun, but not sure if it would win. Then we have Keijo, which I didn't watch, but I'm saving it up for some time when I need something that's just so ridiculously stupid it could only originate from anime and Japan. I mean, just the screenshot they have there is just, it says it all. Then there's Konosuba, which was a good round. I mean, it wasn't all that good at all times, but the comedy it did have was, while very predictable, it was always, you couldn't exactly predict all the reactions of the characters, and as such, it just, even if I saw like the joke coming, I didn't see the punchline coming, I guess you could say. And then there's Space Patrol Ludoco, which I did not watch. I think I'd vote Konosuba for best comedy, and the result is that Sakamoto won. I mean, it was a close call, 36 to 33%. That's a pretty even race. Konosuba could, I mean, both of them were the winners of this specific category, but actually I would have chosen, if I could nominate anything, I would have chosen Psyche, The Disastrous Life of Psyche K, because it's just, it is a comedy anime through and through. Sure, it too has some of these emotional moments, but they always pass very quickly, and as such, it just so much focus on the comedy, and eventually, as it went on, it just got a little bit too ridiculous. Again, not in the haha way, but in the facepalm way. So it didn't pull it down, but it was still a very excellent comedy show, and I would have nominated that instead. But Sakamoto were the winner, definitely. Now it's best action, so not just a single fight scene, but the best action overall. The nominees are Drifters, which I'm not sure what to say about the action from that. It's just, when there is action, there's a lot of blood, but it's not like the action itself is exceptionally good. Then there's Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress, which overall has very good action when it starts. Same with Mob Psycho 100, which is the third nominee, and My Hero Academia. So I think we can rule out Drifters immediately. Cabaneri was good, Mob Psycho was good, My Hero Academia was good. But My Hero Academia had the best fight scenes overall, I think, but Mob Psycho had this weird animation style, and Cabaneri just looked beautiful whenever it did anything. So who would I choose? I think I would go for drumroll please. It's Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress. For its many flaws, Cabaneri had very good action. Let's just say that. But no, Mob Psycho 100 and My Hero Academia in a close second there. And Cabaneri all the way down. Drifters actually on third. Wow. I did not know what other people would vote at all. I mean, I was giving my vote here, but it's just... Okay. The Mob Psycho 100... I mean, I'm not that surprised by that, or My Hero Academia coming second, because it's just... those were good, and I was torn, but I eventually just fell on Cabaneri. But Mob Psycho 100, I think that its weird animation gave it an edge, because unlike something like Aki no Hana, which I watched 2 episodes of it back when it aired, and and then I stopped because I couldn't handle the animation. But, you know, unlike that, where it was just so weird and almost unwatchable, Mob Psycho had weird, but in a fun and interesting way. So, good job, Mob Psycho 100, and... yeah, best action, well deserved, well deserved. I'm still surprised that Drifters got third. I imagine 4th place. Could this be a case of, you know, the recency effect? Because when you've watched something very recently, it sort of sticks to mind as being better than something you looked at in the past. And I've seen some people actually say that Yuri on Ice could be a result of that effect, because it's basically every time it's been nominated for something so far, at least the things I've watched at now, it has won, so who knows. That, or there are just a lot of people who love some man service. Best opening. Now on top we have Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress, which I actually didn't really fancy that opening. I know it's probably the unpopular opinion, but I just didn't like it. Mob Psycho 100, I didn't like it that much at first, but it grew on me and now I like it, so okay. And Rakugo Shinju, which I didn't watch, I haven't even watched the opening, and then Yuri on Ice, which I didn't watch, not even the opening of. So out of all of these, I'd pick Mob Psycho 100 basically by default. But who did win? Who did won? Who won? Who did once in the end? Yuri on Ice. Really? Was the opening that spectacular? Shish Other was beat out Cabaneri and show Genroku Rakugo Shinju. But Mob Psycho 100 that far back, and wow. Yuri on Ice is killing it. Like, literally, this isn't even close. And then best ending, or best closing, or whatever you want to call it. I never really bother watching endings that much, because they're just usually boring. But I have watched a couple of these. So again, I would have gone for Mob Psycho 100 here, because you have Cabaneri, Mob Psycho, and you have Yuri on Ice, and the only difference from the opening one is that instead of Rakugo Shinji, you have Space Patrol Ludico, which I didn't watch. So that's that. But if the opening is of any indication, then I think Yuri on Ice is gonna kill it here too. Yeah, basically the same results as the other one. Openings, endings doesn't matter. It's just about the same. Thing is also, I think it's kind of like with me here, because if I haven't seen it, I can't vote for it because I don't know. So this whole opening and ending thing, because Yuri on Ice has been on a hype train deluxe, so I think most people have seen that, and some of these other shows they haven't seen maybe, and it's the most recent show, and it has gay people, which is apparently a big thing. So Yuri on Ice won this, and you know, people seem to like that. Now, unfortunately, Anime of the Year is not chosen yet, but it will be chosen January 28th of 2017. So the best Anime of the Year 2016 will be chosen January 28th, 2017. And the nominees are Erased, Joker Game, Cavalry of the Iron Fortress, Mob Psycho 100, My Hero Academia, ReZero, Showa Genroku Rakugo Shinju, and Yuri on Ice. So running through them, Erased, I don't really know if it deserves that. It was okay, with a somewhat lackluster ending, but it was still a very good show. Joker Game, loved it. But again, I don't think it's worthy of best anime of the year, but I loved it. Cavalry of the Iron Fortress, much love, don't think should win though. Mob Psycho 100, much hype, not as good as people would have you believe, not anime of year, is what I think. My Hero Academia, serious contender for anime of the year. I think that maybe out of everything on this list, it should be what wins. I would have liked to nominate something else actually. I would have liked to nominate Ultraman on the Sky because I actually love the shit out of that anime, but it ended in a very, very unsatisfying way in a way. I mean, not that it was like a bad ending, because the problem was it didn't end. It was a very cliffhanger, and it seems like it's just, if it continues, it's gonna need to get a lot of seasons or just become a long-running anime, which I hope it does, but it probably won't. Then there's ReZero, which was overhyped, but it was still a good romp through, you know, a little bit of an adventure through a different world. I don't think it deserves anime of the year, but it could get like runner-up maybe. I mean, when you're talking anime of the year, you're not talking a specific genre, you're talking overall, so I think ReZero fits that bill pretty good. Whereas many others were good for being in their genre, ReZero was just good overall, as was My Hero Academia. But yeah, I think My Hero Academia definitely beats ReZero. Then Rakugo Shinju, which I don't know anything about, so can't say anything. And then finally Yuri on Ice. I'd actually be willing to bet a lot of money that it's gonna win, because it's won everything else it's been nominated for, so it's probably going to win. I would hate to see it win, honestly. It can be a good show, by all means, but all I've heard of it was, when people tried to tell me to watch it, was, oh, the animation is excellent, and I go, who cares? Oh, it has gay characters, and I go, who cares? Oh, the characters are great. Oh, are they? I get interested. Why is that? Because they're like bisexual and gay. Who cares? Being gay can help a character seem more believable and likable and all that, and depending on the story it can help a lot, but just them being gay does not equal them being good characters. And as far as the story goes, it's basically a sports anime where there's like, they try to beat each other. I mean, I watched Prince of Tennis back in the day. People would try to defeat each other in their respective sports, so that's how it works. You don't get much more basic story than that. And that was my thoughts on this year's nominees and winners and everything about the Anime Awards from Crunchyroll. I hope you liked to see what I had to say, and I hope you will like, or if you didn't agree with me, you can dislike this video. But like I said, who cares? Actually, I think I actually would care. Or would I? I'm not, it's not like I'm famous, so if I get 12 dislikes or something, I'm just tell people watch this video, I'd be happy. But that was all for now, and I will see you all in another video, and until next time, remember, I have been Anime Mixer 1, and I approve of this video.